Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you're all doing good, and hopefully you have something good to read. If not, I have definitely got something for you, especially if you like a good laugh. One of my all-time favorite authors has a new book coming out Tuesday. So y'all gotta get ready for it and read the prequel, which in this case is Noir by Christopher Moore. And as you can tell by the title, it's not his usual genre. It is a noir book. And it is still very much Christopher Moore, which means it is off the wall, just freaking hilarious. In this one, we don't have like the, old school detective running things. No, this is told by the bartender at some, as everyone says, a douchebag's bar that has been around since the Prohibition. But since everybody hates the guy who owns it, he left his name off of it because he knew nobody would show up. And essentially the bartender was really the guy running it. And my little man's got a little story to tell you too, apparently. Gotta warn those folks outside. So we've got our bartender, and figure this takes place about right after World War II. And so, he's injured, but he doesn't really want to tell people how it happened, so he claims it's a war injury. When really that, we don't find out so much later, but, we know early on that that's not what busted up his foot and has him limping around. But it doesn't stop him from being a ladies' man when the cheese, as, she's somewhat affectionately called, is Stilton, which I didn't even know that was a cheese till I read this book. It's apparently a delicious English thing. Comes in and, all the guys are checking her out, and so is he, but he's a little less creepy, a little bit funnier about it, so he gets the girl. And all kinds of stuff ensues. And not quite what you think, though. There's some razzmatazz, too, which consequently is the name of the second book that's coming out. And if you don't, know what that's a euphemism for, well then you're too young. Come back in a few years with your little innocent self, and in the meantime I've got some other stories for you. Razzmatazz is some good stuff. And it's also why I can never drink that drink again, which, if you're not familiar, there's a smoothie place called Jamba Juice, and that is one of their raspberry smoothies, though. Thankfully, mine's better. But I will never be able to look at those the same after reading this book and finding out what he calls razzmatazz. And so we've got the bartender and the cheese getting drunk and, having a little razzmatazz time. But, he's a bartender. He's kind of broke, and he works the night shift. We meet some interesting characters, like Eddie Mooshoes, who is basically a host at this, Chinese kind of, gentleman's club, and Lone, who, you gotta figure the timing. Basically, everybody's kind of racist pricks. But, Sammy and Lone have kind of adopted each other. And we eventually get to see the story of that as well. And it's hilarious that Sammy is this, 7-foot-tall black guy's little snowflake friend that he protects from day one. And it's a very good thing, because Sammy was getting his butt whooped. But of course, Lone is, no, I'm not actually black, because I'm going to be in the Secret Service, and they don't hire black folks, so I'm just in disguise. That's his story, and he is sticking to it. And they all kind of get into trouble together, in part because, is that there's some racist folks, including one of the cops, that insults their friend and has to pay the price, which, crap, what do you do when you've knocked out and kidnapped a cop? Oops! So we've got these guys that don't know what the heck they're doing, running around trying to figure out how they're gonna not get busted by the cops without having to off the cop that they knocked out. And then, they've got some, totally Men in Black dudes stalking the bartender, and we're not really sure what they're up to because the Men in Black aren't even really sure what they're up to. They're all trying to keep secrets from each other while working together. And we kind of get to see in their heads as well. And there's some little side gigs going on that are just freaking fun. Like, Eddie takes Sammy to this, like, back alley Chinese restaurant place and find out that apparently nasty snake water, we'll go with that, is, it's an aphrodisiac, but it's more of, little blue pill. And so Sammy gets the idea that, like, okay, they'll put that on their noodles to, get their razzmatazz on. I know a guy that can get us some snake. And it does not go well, as you can imagine. And I love there's a chapter later that's told by the snake, and it's freaking hilarious. We got this black mama just sassing everybody and claiming quite a few things. So we've got a lot of, fires going on, all rounded up by Sammy's crazy butt, and this just old school, kind of, 50s gangster kind of language going on, which just cracks me up. And he keeps trying to call the cheese toots, and that ain't going well with this dame. And, at one point, he ends up in a drag queen, bar, and he doesn't know what the heck. He's like, is that I don't know what to call that. But he makes friends with the owner, Jimmy. Jimmy is not a dude, but she wears the suit well. And just has fun watching him try to figure out whether to call her Miss, Mr., what. She just, jerks him around, but in a friendly kind of way, and they end up having some fun, and they're just, basically, they're running all over San Francisco, getting into trouble, and all heartbroken over the dames, but beware, there is some language in this one, and some mouthy kid that tries to have bad language, but he doesn't know anything, and if you call him on it, well, you're just whatever some other word that he thinks might be a bad word is, and a liar. Like, he starts calling people, solenoids and various cheeses, because he's like, well, it sounds like a bad word, and, that's what you are, and, you're just lying when you say it's not a bad word, because you're whatever I just called you. Or some other kind of, cheese or radio part or something. So, he's trying to be all gangster and trying to, steal some money from Sammy and, pretty much kind of run a con of, well, I woke you up. Pay up, buddy. Because he got to be the alarm clock once and took it on as his permanent gig while his mom is, entertaining uncles. So, and Sammy, pretends that he hates this rotten kid because he is a little punk, but he's also a sucker for this, nice little punk of a kid. Oh, and there's also aliens because, Area 51 is mentioned, and there's gotta be some aliens to go with, the Men in Black and the dames and all kinds of, funness going on. So if you want some just out there what the heck, fun and some weird language that you will not hear this century, and some razzmatazz, you definitely have to check this one out, and then be prepared, because there will be an update on this after I get the next novel, and if the name is anything to go by, this one's going to be extra frisky, because, come on now, razzmatazz isn't just mentioned, now it is going to be the name of the sequel, and we know what that's about. I hope there's more aliens. Well, I'll let you know when I find out. Hope you enjoy this book as much as I have, because, well, it's Christopher Moore. If you don't enjoy it, I'm not sure I can help you. That I can try, I can give you some good action, but some laughter, that he's definitely the funniest off-the-wall guy I have ever read. Nobody compares, so pick up anything by him. You will enjoy it. Have a good weekend. See you next time. Bye.